Hey guys, Flasher Catcher here, and I am having a Righteous Fire week. Started the beta about 3 hours after it started because of my potato. Um, League started with Righteous Fire Marauder because of the Zerker ascendancy for 25% heal on Warcry. Um, Went pretty well with that actually. Only died a few times to Innocence and Katava, just learning the fights and being amazed by how nice they looked. And then my friend told me that Mind Over Matter now works with Righteous Fire. I didn't believe him at first, so I took a point out of my Marauder and put it into Mind Over Matter, and sure enough, it worked. So, in case you don't know, before 3.0 beta, this used to only apply to hits, but now it applies to degens as well. And once I found that out, I realized I wasn't going to be satisfied with just 30%. So I went Hyro, or Hierophant, for 10% additional Mind Over Matter, and it gives 150 maximum mana as well. Now previously, I had gone with Oak for the 1% health regeneration. Let's see here. Yeah, 1% health regeneration, 2% additional physical damage reduction, 20 increased physical damage, which doesn't really apply to anyone that's going to get that note, I guess. And then you have Alehrer, who is also a pretty nice choice. It gives 15% all resist, as well as 5 flat mana regeneration, which lower levels, 5 flat mana regeneration is really amazing. I tested it on both my characters. I had time to create 2 different Hierophants, and I prefer the one with Oak because 5 flat mana doesn't quite scale as well as 1% health regeneration. Now, my build that I'm currently using right now has 13.7 base life regeneration, as well as it doesn't have a percent on the mana. However, I did calculate it, and with going 40% Mind Over Matter at 75% resistance, you only need 13.5 life regeneration to sustain. And then 9% of that additional life regeneration that you would need is burnt on your mana. Now, currently, I'm at about twice as much life regeneration as I have mana regeneration. However, if I turn off Clarity, which is, I think, level 15, level 16, my mana will start to drop. If I turn off Purity to Fire, everything will drop, because I'm barely over cap here, especially on Cold Resist. However, I do have Shaper Seed, which, with it being Mind Over Matter, is now twice as effective because it has both life regeneration and mana regeneration rate. This plays on why I say that Alehrer is not as great of a choice as she looks like in the beginning, because 5 flat mana doesn't scale quite as well as life regeneration. Also, oops, this is supposed to be over here. Nope, good as that one. So we have the Righteous Fire tab open on the Path of Exile wiki. Great source of information, by the way. Let's say that you're probably not going to be running Righteous Fire endgame at 75%. You'll probably be around 80 to maybe 88% if you're wearing a Rise of the Phoenix shield. I'm aiming for 80%. So 18% normally. That's probably only going to be about 9%, 8 or 9% necessary for 40% mind over matter, and then slightly less degen on mana. However, back to flat mana and why it's not as great. So let's say you have 100 mana and you have 5 flat mana, but you only have regular mana regeneration rate of this right here, which is 1.75%. That's not really a big number. So if you had 100 mana, you'd only be regenerating almost 2 mana per second. So the 5 flat mana is pretty much 3 times more than that. However, I don't know about you guys, but my builds don't really have 100 mana. I'm at 2000 mana. So base mana wise, I would be regenerating probably, oh wow, math on the spot, about 35 or 40. However, Hierophant, and once we get access to Act 8, we'll be able to attain an additional 100% mana regeneration rate. So that means that instead of regenerating 1.75% of my mana per second, it would be twice that. However, there's also a nice collection of mana regeneration rate throughout the tree. The bigger ones being Shaper and down here at the Duelist, Mana Flows. Both of those nodes I believe are incredibly necessary if you want to attain yeah, can't remember, but sustainability, that's the word. Yeah, if you want to attain sustainability. However, also on Jewels, if I find it right here, Jewels mana regeneration rate, I'm not sure if it's new or not. I couldn't find it on the forums or on Path of Building, which is also another great tool from the Path of Exile community. This is going to probably be one of the main things that you go for, in addition to either health or mana. This one I got really lucky on. I rolled a mana regeneration rate and area damage, and then I regaled it and got increased fire damage. Let's see, what else do I have down here? Huh, I don't know. So I guess I will show you what it can do, but probably not in the map because I'll get wrecked. Oh, Jewels, I should do that too. So Richest Fire really only needs 5 jewels, or 4 supports. However, you don't really need increased area effect. It helps, but as a Hierophant, you'll probably want to put it in your gloves, which is what I did. So you will have 40% base increase on it, as well as if you end up getting lucky, you can get some essence, one of these that I don't have here, and craft more dot damage. Let's see. A little bit of energy shield won't hurt you once Act 8 comes out and we have the other things available. I will possibly see if getting Sanctuary of Thought will be a decent damage increase without hurting my survivability too much. Yeah, let's see what kind of maps I got here. One that's not going to kill me. We'll do Desert. I did that one without dying. There we go. Yeah, that'll be fine. Also, you only need 2 ores for this build to work effectively. Purity of Fire and Clarity. Clarity you might be able to do away with eventually. However, it's a decent chunk of increased mana regeneration, and I can't sustain it without currently. Let's see. Additional uniques that would probably be really great, but are not necessary to sustain the build, is Kikazaru, which has life regenerated on level and increased mana regeneration, as well as a Dream Fragments, which increases your maximum mana and gives you a really large amount of increased mana regeneration rate. You can get mana regeneration rate on your rings. Like this ring here would be ideally one of the better rings to get, because it has your mana, it has your life, and it has mana regeneration rate. Would probably want some stats on that. I could probably swap that out there. And looks like nothing's hurting except for my lightning resist. Also, shields. Now, ideally you would want to get a nice life shield. This is not particularly a nice life shield, but it's a life shield. However, life shields can come with life regeneration rate. This is something that you didn't really have access to before. And if you go for the hybrid armor ES shields, you can get life regeneration rate and increased mana regeneration rate, which is both of the things you're looking for. Also, they can roll increased damage for fire, cold, lightning, and plain elemental damage. Possibly even able to get both. Not sure yet though. Let's see, I'm not running a stone golem, and that is because I'm not a very flexible Templar. Crotchety old man. Could probably get more dexterity, but that isn't in the plan yet. So we'll go to the lab here. Yep, got my map. Activate it. It's a cool little spider place. And you'll notice the map has a line. This is one of the huge features coming with the expansion. Now, as things hit me, there we go, some of them are hitting me. I'm taking damage to both my life and my mana. However, my mana looks like it's getting hit more because I have less mana regeneration rate, which is something that I need to increase, and is one of the reasons why I've died a few times. To counteract this, I've been grabbing hybrid flasks, because they give both mana and life. You're probably wondering why I'm not using a ruby flask for a Righteous Fire build. And at the moment, I'm currently wondering why I'm not using one either. I just re-geared this character up after trying the Alehrer one. And I wanted to try a few different things. Hence the Frost Novas that you see. I have two 4 links set up for Ice Nova with cast on damage taken, with mana and life leech, to possibly help extra sustain for moments when bosses are really scary. Here, I'll try to find something that might kill me. Also, I did have a rallying cry, which was really nice, and I don't know what I did with it. It's somewhere. But yeah, so I ran out of mana there, and then I almost died. But luckily, bleeds can't kill you. Well, they can. But not if you're running away and Righteous Fire turns off. the main reason why everything seems really strong in here, or the build seems kind of weak, is because this is the level 68 zone, and I'm level 62. Currently there's a huge gap in maps, and that won't get fixed until Act 8 is released. However, once I reach level 68, I will be able to wear the stuff that drops and not be frightened by everything inside of here. Also, I do apologize for this video probably being really bad. This is my first video ever, and stop moving. However, I will be playing Richest Fire every day of the beta because it is my favorite skill. So if you do want to see me play Richest Fire, or if you have any questions on how to play it, then there is a link in the description to my Twitch. Which one is it? Oh, there he is. Okay, well, I think we just got disconnected. Apparently, we don't get to kill the boss. So, anyways, yeah. If the video was helpful at all, or if you have more questions, feel free to swing by my channel and ask me anything you need.